he's playing smart too. That's cool.
Yep. And then just what I do here, I was really proud of. Like I like this sort of idea because I realized what was going on. Like again, I have that macro hatch, but I took it after the expansion. I just go pure hydras with lings and queens.
Cool.
And I think this composition is kind of underused.
Pure hydras with ling and queen. I would say that is an underused composition. Yeah, maybe for good reason, but okay.
No. It usually is. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the ability to just get all these drones so much earlier, and just use those to queens to defend is just so much beneficial. Like, okay, I'm gonna lose these queens probably, but I need to use them because they're mainly there to help me get an economy way up high at the beginning.
Yeah, sure. And using the queens means you don't have to invest the gas and hydras to defend. It's not as risky because you've got so much transfuse. You can kind of save your minerals and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, just watch here. Basically, it's just kind of like even though we went to really quick Colossus, and he's just like, oh, whatever. Like he probably couldn't stop this just because our composition isn't very good against Hydra. But you'll see kind of like right here, like I eventually go up this little cliff and I walk into Colossus.
Can we pause for 1 second?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, pause.
This is an example where, and I'm not trying to rag on any high-level players, okay? But, like, I've played a fair number of fairly high-level people, like, even Terrans do it, like DDE or Druby. Not the greatest players in the world, but where I see, like, bad use of sensor towers and stuff. Here, I think those force fields were terrible. I think that he could have chopped off just maybe, like, 6 Hydras and started picking at him with Stalkers or Sentries or something. Or I don't know. I don't understand why he just did those 2 force fields there. It didn't seem to accomplish much. I'm being a little bit critical of his micro for no reason.
Right at the bottom? Yeah, no problem. I understand.
Okay,
he does it a little bit farther along.
But stuff like that bugs me sometimes, because Zerg, if you fuck your banlings up versus Terran, they A-move you with Marines and you lose automatically. But yeah, okay, never mind. Alright, you ready to go again?
I agree. Alright, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, and he does a better job there, okay. Although all the Hydras you have in the back kind of fuck that up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and then here you transfuse all your crap, and like, look how ridiculously strong that was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it had something to do with the timing, and just I was ahead economically, but
sure. One thing, one other kind of problem that I have here with Axe Labs Play 2 is, and I would have to go back and watch this replay again, looking at him seeing your queens and him continuing to produce Phoenix. He might have invested a little bit too much in this Phoenix. I think after seeing a certain number of queens, it would have been smarter for him not to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to continue to pump Phoenix and hope that...
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Even if he did lay down that army earlier, I mean, that many queens with transfuse and roaches could be quite formidable.
It is. I've played it a lot on ladder. It's kind of. I thought it would be the stupidest idea ever. Like it kind of just started off like as someone's like, oh, just make mass queens and attack, and then I did it and I was like, well, that actually worked really well.
Sure. Well, like, I mean, it's kind of a joke, but I mean, really, Queen Anti-Air is fairly strong because of the huge range, and I mean, it's a 2-supply unit with 175 HP. That's pretty significant.
With the ability to heal.
Yeah.
They're like Marines almost, so just never die. Alright, so let's see what else I can do. But yeah, I think queens are kind of underused. It's weird. I mean, by no means, I'm not advocating to do that all the time. I'm just, that's a cool idea that I'm pretty sure you haven't seen.
Sure.
It's a Sheth build. Let me see. Excuse me.
Seeing some things like that are really what I like to see in high-level gaming. Where unconventional stuff is reacted to by another player and it causes them to do, like the Protoss greedily taking that third really fast without having really any ground army at all, as a response to you using queens, which are supposed to inject larva as a defensive unit against mass Phoenix. I think that stuff is cool.
Alright, let me send you another replay. We'll go over it a little bit quicker, but it's the same thing, and it's versus the Pro Gamer Hero.
Okay.
From OGS. So, like, once again, I actually don't make as many queens, but I still kind of use that builder. It's just showing you how viable it is, kind of.
Replay saved.
We can just go over it really quickly. I want to show it to you because it's kind of cool replay.
Yeah, sure.
And that way you don't think, well, that was just a fluke in that builder. But yeah, like innovative stuff. Yeah, I love working on that sort of thing, and I'm really proud of this queen build. The thing that counters it is DTs though.
Oh God. Well, I don't think that's so much a counter so much as it is you just probably not scouting it well.
Yeah, I mean that's it exactly. If I throw in an evolution chamber, I'm fine. But just I stay on tier 1 tech long enough that if they do a rush, I don't have overseers in time.
All right. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
It's just he's using Liquid Genro's account.
Okay.
It's not Liquid Genro. It's the OGS Hero guy.
Okay.
mean, you can tell it's not Jinro because he's playing Protoss. And he speaks kind of weird. I was just discussing living conditions with him.
Sure.
Why not, right?
I think it would be
So-
interesting to see a side-by-side comparison of these of this early link speed build versus getting the hatch
Gotcha.
first or the full hatch or whatever to see how the economy stacks up.
Gotcha. I can tell you it's a little bit worse. Like it's a little bit worse economy,
Uh-huh.
but it's very similar if they block your hatchery.
Sure. And right now, my biggest problem with the build that I do, and I guess even Zergs that hatch first, is that whenever I set down, I don't like to do builds that I know work because my opponents are fucking up, even if my opponents are borderline pro gamers. Because like
Yeah.
you said, I don't think there's any reason a Zerg should ever be able to do any kind of 15-14 build, because there's just no excuse for a Terran not to build an engineering bay or Protoss not to make a pylon, you know?
Mm-hmm. Terran, like if Terran puts an engineering bay,
Uh-huh.
I kind of like pulling 5 or 6 drones to attack it and just building my pool.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'd have to look at it.
I don't know how that works.
Because
Anyway.
if they manage to get the engineering bay up to like 600 HP, you'd have to have 5 or 6 drones and not mining for a long time. You might negate the advantage of getting that early expansion just because you pulled off so long. I don't know. I guess it'd be
I
something
don't
to
know.
look at.
Yep, that's all it is. I don't know about that. I assume that I have to get that hatchery up at a fairly early time, otherwise,
Sure.
Hellions or some, especially on this sort of map where you need that creep spread up a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Definitely,
here you
yeah,
saw how I just kind of put a little bit of pressure on that Zealot.
Yep. And it kept him from moving out at all with the to do that Stalker Zealot harass.
Yep. That's the other great big thing is you don't lose at all to that in this matchup. And I do this sort of little Zergling Baneling bust sometimes. Basically, if the opponent doesn't, like, if you know how like when you're doing a Stargate build, you generally don't make sentries.
Yeah, because you want to save that gas for your tech.
Yeah.
If I were to scout him right now, I wouldn't expect any kind of tech build just because of 2 sentries being there. So yeah.
Yeah. So usually they're building a couple stalkers, and I can kind of either ace them, my overload around back, and if they move their sentries to kill it, I can just Baneling bust their front. and
Sure,
run
like kind of like a
Zerglings.
retard magnet. Yes.
Yep, I love it. It works against a lot of people because no one does it.
Yep.
Anyway, onto this. Just you see the Queen build. Once you see Starport again, I have.
Yep. I think he messed up. I think it was a really poor decision on his part to shoot down your overload with that Void Ray. I think he revealed that Void Ray way too early, but alright.
I agree. I'm not arguing about that at all.
So now we've got the
this
Queens
guy,
again.
this guy didn't play that amazing. I wasn't by any means assuming that he did, but like here's kind of that push that you're talking about. It's like an early push,
Uh-huh.
and how you defend it with pretty much just queens and wings. I don't know if I have a Roach Warren. I have a Hydra Den actually. Just all those queens. You know, build a few spine colors if you can, and then like even on this, I got my Hydras up this quickly. I guess this wasn't the greatest replay. I thought it was better than this, but like
Well, that's
this
alright.
Protoss is just playing pretty badly.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it happens.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, he doesn't even have an expansion yet. That hurts.
yeah, it does hurt.
See, oh, man, never mind. I'm sorry. I was going to say, this is kind of how, like, this is how RTS goes. Like, he tries to do a big one-base push against a fast expanded person. He fails, so he should lose. But if he was Terran right now, he would still be so much more in this game. But, sorry,
Yep.
like I said, I could rage all day, but...
That's okay. I've agreed with you on the fact that I think Terran needs a slight nerf. I kind of think they should reduce Marine hitting time. That would be my best guess. I think it fixes a lot of things, and it keeps them still viable against every matchup. That's just, of course, my position. And then here, look, he does really good force fields here. Kind of know what I mean? There.
Yeah, I like the second one to go down, yeah.
Still just, there's not anything you can do with this sort of Hydra Queen. And at this point, I just have like 5 bazillion times more macro than he does from my 4 hatches. Once again, I still get that macro hatch because I love it.
Sure.
And at this point, I'm just kind of wasting time showing you this. I just roll over him with Hydras and Lings and Roaches, I think. I mean, we can go ahead and, well, actually, it's almost over. Let's do it really soon. I just get like once again, I was telling you how you get to like this certain mass and you want to attack before you see that critical amount of Colossus.
Yeah, where everything on the ground just absolutely retardedly dies.
Yes, yeah. So
a little
that
bit
was my opinion here, was just to attack
Uh-huh.
like before that. I didn't realize he had like no army.
Seeing that many sentry, that many stalker, and the fact that he rushed forward right too means that since that expansion was late, it's going to be a while before he gets, you know, a bunch of colossus out, if any.
Yeah,
Oh, and I see the CT on the way. Or no, wait, never mind.
You see now that I'm maxed, and now I have to attack right away. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah, you're also
saying.
double his supply. I don't think that helps him much.
No, not at all. But again, this is just the sort of talk. Like even with force fields, I just do it sort of like micro if I can.
Those are good force fields. I like that.
Yeah, that was actually really nice.
Cool.
Indeed, indeed. Alright, what do you want to do now?
I don't know. We got 4 minutes left.
Yes, this is the question.
I don't care. Do you have anything we can go over in 4 minutes?
Sure. Sure.
You can bunker rush me and I could leave. I don't know.
I'd rather do another replay, I think, instead of playing.
Yeah, sure.
We don't really have enough time to make a game be pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
let
if
me
I have
toss
any.
you. Let me toss you a replay. If that'd be okay.
Okay.
ZVT one versus Stella. I thought that was pretty well played, and that it might not help too much on like helping you to figure out how to deal with Terran. But I thought this game I played really good, except for one small mistake. So like you can point things as well, like be like, oh, this and this and this, but I don't know. This was probably one of my best EVTs I've done, I think.
Star Life. Is he a Brood War player?
Yep.
Okay, I remember that name. I haven't seen him much for Starcraft 2. That doesn't mean much though, because I don't keep up with a lot of stuff. So
He's really, really good at TVZ.
that doesn't mean anything. Fuck you.
He's very similar to QXD.
Okay.
In skill and playstyle, I feel. Like, at least versus me. He does that same sort of Banshee crap, and I don't know, it just reminds me of QXD's playstyle a lot.
Alright, you ready?
1 second.
Okay.
Yep, I'm at 0, faster times 2.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, and just go ahead and pick apart my build if you would, and then I can see what conceptions you have, and then I can be like, well, why?
Okay.
So I mean, I make some mistakes here, I'm sure, just in any tournament. He beat me first game. It was very depressing. I screwed up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was a double elimination tournament, so even though I lost to him, I get to play the game. That's why I really like FXO's tournaments. I feel like my roommate's drunk. He's just like stumbling around outside talking to himself, but he's not. He's weird.
You don't live in a StarCraft 2 house?
No, I don't. I mean, I do for all points and purposes.
Okay.
I moved out.
Hey,
to
can we
play
pause
StarCraft
real
all
fast
day.
for 1 quick second?
Yep.
Okay. So, just curious, why don't you feel like Terran have the same capability to stop your expansion by placing buildings there as Protoss does? You said it's because you prefer to just pull drones, or?
I mean, they can. The thing is here, if you're doing it, you're either going to delay your gas a bit,
Uh-huh.
or you're going to delay whatever else you're building, and it's probably even going to delay your orbital command a little bit. And in essence, all I'm going to do is get my spawning pool and use a few drones to stop or to try and kill what he's doing.
Okay.
And if he just starts to build it right whenever my drone is here, just if he scouts me second, that's all it takes. Then I can just pull a few drones right away, and as long as I'm focusing on that SUV, the engineering bay might get up to like 200 health, but he's gonna lose the SUV, and then I'm just gonna be focusing down the engineering bay and then expanding. And I still did a spawning pool first build, which surprisingly isn't that much worse than a hatchery first build.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. So if you scout that coming, you'll just drop the spawning pool, pull some drones, kill it, and then hatch before you even get any lings out or anything like that?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2.
Where are you at first? Because I think I paused
shit.
differently than
Sorry.
you.
I'm at 217.
Alright, I'm at 220.
Alright, I'll go to
What's it?
220. Hold on.
Alright, no problem.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I always scout in this matchup because I worry a lot about just any sort of attack. And my overlords always go to the edges, so
Yeah.
I don't die from marine patrols.
Yep, cool. And then I see you're queued it up to that edge so you can check in later for an expansion or something like that. Do you normally gas steal versus Terrans early on or not?
Nope. Unless I'm going to lose the drone, and then I usually figure, like, what the heck, I might as well.
Okay.
I mean, in this case, I just did it because the drone was going to die either way, and this way I know exactly where those marines are.
Okay.
As